Hey everyone, welcome back. It's time for another deep dive, and you guys know how much I love these. And this one is juicy. We're tackling Alex Hormozy. You guys have those YouTube videos and that book excerpt ready to go.
Right, always.
Okay, good. Because we are diving deep into how this guy went from broke on Christmas Eve in 2016 to making millions.
Mm.
So yeah, how did that even happen?
Yeah, it's a crazy story, right? But it's not just about the money. It's about the principles and strategies he used to achieve that success.
Right, and the first thing that stood out to me was his emphasis on skills.
Yeah.
Specifically, he talks about these high-value skills like sales and marketing. He says those are the ones that can really make a difference.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? I mean, think about it. If you could choose between learning to pack boxes, which is a valuable skill, don't get me wrong, or mastering the art of selling, which skill would have a higher earning potential?
Totally. Mastering sales can change your entire financial trajectory. So it's about being strategic with your efforts.
Exactly. And that's where his approach to motivation comes in. It's not about finding motivation, it's about hating your current situation enough to want to change it.
Okay, that sounds intense. But does it work?
Well, he connects motivation to deprivation. Like
Yeah.
when you're hungry, you're motivated to eat right. So if you want to be a millionaire, that feeling of not being a millionaire yet, that's your fuel.
So you're saying it's about feeling the lack of what you want so intensely that it pushes you to take action.
Right. And that's why he suggests surrounding yourself with successful people.
Yeah.
Seeing their success can amplify that feeling of deprivation and make you want to achieve more for yourself.
Okay, so it's like leveling up your friend group.
Yeah.
You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So make sure those 5 people are inspiring you to be your best.
Exactly. And then he lays out this blueprint for a killer business system. It's all about this smooth baton pass between sales onboarding, delivering results, and pushing for customer
I
ascension.
love that analogy, the baton pass. So how does that work in practice?
Well, think about it from the customer's perspective. They go through the seamless experience. No repeating information, no getting lost in the shuffle. It makes the company seem super competent.
And it probably makes the whole operation way more efficient,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And then when it comes to increasing customer value, he actually lays out 8 specific ways to do it. But the one that really jumps out for beginners is increasing your prices.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
So many new entrepreneurs undervalue what they offer.
Right. It's about recognizing your worth and pricing your products or services accordingly. Hormozy himself started charging a premium, and it worked wonders for his business.
Okay, but it's not just about slapping a high price tag on anything, right? You have to back it up with real value.
Absolutely. You have to build an offer that truly justifies that price. That's where all of his other strategies come in.
Which brings us to this crazy turning point in his story. He loses his entire business and is down to his last $1,000 right before Christmas, too. Can you imagine?
Talk about hitting rock bottom. But it's amazing to see how he turned things around.
What did he do?
Well, he took his knowledge about turning gyms around, packaged it into licensing deals, and made $60,000 in a single day.
Wow, that's incredible.
Wow.
So he basically turned his expertise into a product and leveraged his knowledge to create a new income stream.
Exactly. He didn't dwell on the setback, he used it as an opportunity to innovate.
And then he rolled with those lessons learned, started a supplement company, and made $26 million in revenue in just 12 months.
It just goes to show how transferable skills can be. He didn't let the loss of one business define him. He adapted and conquered a whole new market.
That's so inspiring. Okay, so how does he learn so fast? He mentions this thing called common factors analysis.
Right. It's basically about analyzing your wins and losses to identify patterns, what worked, what didn't work, and then refining your approach based on the data.
So it's like having a business GPS,
Yeah,
constantly recalculating the best route to success.
exactly. You try a lot of things, analyze the results, and then double down on what's working. It's a data-driven approach to growth.
Now let's talk about his value equation. It's like a formula for figuring out what an offer is truly worth based on 4 elements.
Right. So the first element is dream outcome. What does the customer ultimately want to achieve?
Okay, that makes sense. The second element is perceived likelihood of achievement. How likely is it that your offer will actually help them reach that dream outcome?
Right. And then the third element is time delay. How long will it take to achieve that dream outcome? Instant gratification usually commands a higher price.
Makes sense. And the last element is effort and sacrifice. What does the customer have to give up or put in to get the results? The less effort, the higher the perceived value.
Exactly. So by understanding these 4 elements, you can quantify your value and justify charging premium prices.
So it's not just about being the cheapest option, it's about being the best solution, even if that means charging more.
Right. You want to shift from a price-driven to a value-driven approach.
I love that. Okay, this next concept is one of my favorites, the starving crowd analogy.
Ah, yes. The hot dogs stand outside the stadium after the game. Even if your hot dogs are just okay, you'll sell out because you're the only option and the crowd is hungry.
Exactly. It's about finding a market that desperately needs what you're offering. Even if your product or service isn't perfect, you can still succeed if you're solving a real problem.
Right. And Hormozy breaks down 4 key characteristics of a great market. Lots of pain, purchasing power, ease of targeting, and growth potential.
Okay, let's break those down. So lots of pain means there's a strong demand for a solution. People are actively searching for answers and are willing to pay for them.
Right. And purchasing power means that your target audience can actually afford your solution. They have the means to invest in what you're offering.
That's crucial. You don't want to create a solution that nobody can afford.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then ease of targeting means you can reach your ideal customer effectively through various marketing channels.
So you can get your message in front of the right people without breaking the bank.
Right. And finally, growth potential. You want to be in a market that's expanding, not shrinking.
So you can ride that wave of growth and maximize your impact.
Exactly. It's all about positioning yourself for long-term success.
He tells this story about an entrepreneur named Lloyd who struggled in the dying newspaper industry but found success selling masks during the pandemic. It really highlights the importance of choosing the right market.
Yeah, even with the same skills and work ethic, your success can be dramatically different depending on the market you choose.
Okay, which leads us to the Grand Slam offer.
Yeah.
This is about crafting an offer that's so good it's almost impossible to refuse.
It's about reframing the customer's perception of value. You're not selling a commodity. You're selling the solution to their biggest problems and desires.
And he gives this amazing example of a software company that increased their revenue by 22.4 times just by switching to a pay-for-performance model.
Right. Instead of charging upfront, they only got paid if their clients achieved specific results. Talk about aligning incentives.
That's incredible. Okay, so how do we enhance our offers and make them more persuasive? Hormozy lays out 5 key levers: scarcity, urgency, bonuses, guarantees. And naming.
These are like the secret ingredients that can take your offer from good to great.
All right, so let's start with scarcity. How do we create that must-have feeling?
Well, it's all about leveraging FOMO, the fear of missing out. You can limit the number of clients you take on, offer limited time bonuses, or create exclusive access to events or information.
So if I'm offering one-on-one coaching, I could say, I'm only taking 5 new clients this quarter. Boom, instant scarcity and exclusivity.
Exactly. It makes those spots feel way more valuable.
And then there's urgency. How do we create that sense of, I need to act now?
Urgency is all about time pressure. You can use limited time offers, deadlines to enroll, or even countdown timers on your sales pages.
So it's about creating a sense of immediacy. If they don't act now, they'll miss out.
Exactly. And then there are bonuses. These are the extra goodies that sweeten the deal and make your offer irresistible.
So things like checklists, templates, swipe files, access to private communities, those sorts of things.
Right. You want to offer bonuses that provide real value and complement your core offer.
And then guarantees. Guarantees take away the risk for the customer. They make them feel more confident about investing in your offer.
Exactly. There are different types of guarantees. You've got unconditional guarantees, conditional guarantees, anti-guarantees, and implied guarantees.
We can dive deeper into those later. But the main point is that guarantees can boost conversions by reducing the perceived risk.
Right. It's like saying, I'm so confident in my offer that I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is.
And lastly, naming. Naming is all about packaging your offer in a way that captures attention and speaks to your ideal customer.
Right. You want a name that's descriptive, exciting, and memorable.
Hormozy uses his experience at Arnold Schwarzenegger's fundraiser to illustrate how these levers can work together. They limited ticket availability to create scarcity, used exclusive auction items to drive urgency, and even offered bonuses to boost donations.
It's a great example of how these principles can be applied in different contexts, not just for selling products or services.
Okay, so let's break down these levers one by one, starting with scarcity. How do we actually create that feeling of scarcity?
Well, there are a few ways you can limit the number of clients you take, on offer time-limited bonuses, or create exclusive access to information or events.
So it's about making it clear that there's a limited supply, and that if they don't act now, they might miss out.
Exactly. And you can combine scarcity with urgency by using phrases like, only 5 spots left, or this offer expires at midnight.
So it's about creating a sense of urgency around that scarcity.
Yeah.
Double the psychological triggers.
Right. And when it comes to bonuses, it's important to make sure they actually add value and don't feel like cheap afterthoughts.
Yeah, we want to wow people not make them feel like they got ripped off.
Right. So think about the problems your offer solves and create bonuses that address those problems even further.
For example, if I'm selling a course on launching an online business.
You could offer bonuses like checklists, templates for website copy swipe files of successful email campaigns, or even access to a private community of entrepreneurs.
Those are all things that people actually need and will use. They add a ton of value without costing you a fortune to create.
Exactly. And when it comes to guarantees, there are a few different types you can use.
You've got your classic unconditional guarantee, the money back, no questions asked type.
Right. Those are great for building trust, but can be risky if you get a lot of refunds.
Then you've got conditional guarantees where there are specific terms attached.
Like maybe they need to complete a certain percentage of the course before they can request a refund.
Right. It ensures that they've actually given your offer a fair shot.
And then you've got anti-guarantees, which are definitely more daring.
Those are the ones where you basically guarantee your offer will deliver, and if it doesn't, you pay them a penalty on top of the refund.
It's a great way to stand out from the competition and show how much you believe in your offer.
And then there are implied guarantees, which are more common with performance-based models.
Like revenue sharing agreements, where you only get paid if your client achieves specific results.
Right. It aligns your incentives with theirs and builds trust.
So there are a lot of different ways to use guarantees to your advantage.
All right, and lastly, naming. What are some tips for coming up with a name that will make our offer shine?
Well, Hormozy has this catchy acronym, MAGIC. It stands for Magnet Avatar Goal Interval and Container.
Okay, break that down for me.
So the M magnet is the reason why someone should care about your offer.
The A avatar is your target audience.
The G goal is the outcome you're promising.
The I interval is the time frame involved.
And the C container is the format of your offer, like a
Yeah.
course coaching or a challenge.
Using that formula, you can create a name that's both descriptive and exciting.
He gives some great examples from different industries. Like in the wellness space, you might see names like Free 6-Week Lean by Halloween Challenge or 88% Off 12-Week Bikini Blueprint.
Those names immediately tell you who the offer is, for what the desired outcome is, and the time frame involved.
And they're also short and memorable, which is perfect for marketing.
It's like a mini sales pitch packed into a few words.
Exactly. And he also reminds us that offers can lose their shine over time. So you need to be willing to freshen things up.
So maybe tweak the visuals in your ads, update the copy, or even change the name slightly.
Right. Keep things fresh and relevant to your target audience.
It's like giving your offer a makeover.
Exactly. Now let's talk about this really inspiring part of Hormozy's story. He describes the feeling of hitting financial freedom for the first time. He had $100,000 in his personal bank account.
It's a good reminder that success isn't always about being a billionaire. Sometimes it's about reaching that level of financial security where you can breathe a little easier.
Right. He calls it achieving fuck you money. It's about having the freedom to make choices without being limited by financial constraints.
And the best part is that he got there by helping others achieve their goals. It's a win-win situation.
It's a beautiful example of how entrepreneurship can be a force for good. It's about using your skills and knowledge to make a positive impact on the world.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's recap what we've learned in this part of our deep dive.
We've covered the importance of acquiring high-value skills, mastering the art of pricing and value creation, and understanding the psychology behind purchasing decisions.
We've seen how a strategic approach to creating your offer, coupled with a deep understanding of your target market, can lead to incredible results.
And most importantly, we've learned that financial freedom is attainable. It's not a pipe dream. It's a possibility.
And we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore in Hormozy's journey. But for now, take a moment to think about what really resonated with you. What's one thing that stood out that you can apply to your own business or life right now?
We'll be back in a flash to dive even deeper into the strategies and insights that took Hormozy from $1,000 to $100 million. Stay tuned.
Okay, back in a sec.
All right, so picking up where we left off, we were talking about Hormozy's Grand Slam offer and how to create one that's truly irresistible.
Right, it's more than just a catchy name. It's a whole system for creating an offer that's so good, people would be crazy to say no.
Exactly. And he breaks it down into 5 clear steps. The first step is to identify the dream outcome. What does your customer truly desire? What's that ultimate goal they're trying to achieve?
Okay, so it's not just about selling a product or service. It's about understanding the transformation they're seeking.
Right. It's about tapping into their deepest desires and aspirations.
Make sense? So what's the next step?
Step 2 is all about listing out the problems. Every single obstacle that could stand between your customer and their dream outcome.
Okay, so get really specific here. Don't hold back.
Exactly. Think about logistical hurdles, limiting beliefs, financial constraints, time constraints, everything.
That's right.
Leave no stone unturned.
So, for example, if you're selling fitness programs,
Some common problems might be lack of time, difficulty sticking to a diet, fear of judgment at the gym, you name it.
got it. So once we've identified the problems, what's next?
Step 3 is where we turn those problems into solutions. We flip the script and see those obstacles as opportunities to provide value.
I like that. So how do we do that?
For each problem you identified, ask yourself, how can I help them overcome this? So if lack of time is a problem, maybe your solution is quick and easy workout routines.
And if dieting is a struggle, you could offer personalized meal plans or recipe guides.
Right, and if it's fear of judgment, maybe you offer online coaching or small group training sessions.
So you're basically taking their fears and turning them into
Mhm.
selling points.
Exactly, you're showing them that you understand their struggles and that you have the solution.
Okay, step 4 is all about brainstorming delivery vehicles. How are we going to deliver those solutions?
This is where you can get creative. You've got one-on-one options like coaching or consulting group programs like workshops or masterminds and information products like ebooks, courses, or templates.
So many possibilities. The key is to choose the delivery method that aligns best with your business model and your target audience's needs.
Right. And Hormozy emphasizes finding that sweet spot between giving incredible value and keeping things practical for yourself.
So don't overcomplicate things or burn yourself out trying to do too much.
Exactly. And step 5 is where we trim the fat and stack our offer. We take all those amazing solutions we brainstormed and we refine the list.
So we're creating a package that's both irresistible to customers and profitable for us.
Right. And Hormozy emphasizes solving every problem the buyer thinks they'll encounter. If you miss even one, it could be the reason they hesitate to buy.
He tells this story about his weight loss program. Initially, he insisted that clients cook all their meals at home.
But he noticed that some people struggled with that.
So he adapted his offer to include meal prep services and restaurant guides.
Exactly. He went above and beyond to make sure he was addressing every potential obstacle to his client's success.
That's impressive. Okay, so we've got our Grand Slam offer dialed in. Now let's talk about pricing. Hormozy is all about premium pricing.
He believes that most entrepreneurs undervalue themselves and leave money on the table.
I think he's right. It's scary to raise your prices, but sometimes it's necessary.
It is, and Hormozy argues that premium pricing is not only smart business, it's ethical.
How so?
By charging what you're worth, you can provide more value to your clients, invest in your team, and create a more sustainable business.
So it's a win-win for everyone involved.
Exactly. And he introduces this concept called the virtuous cycle of price.
Okay, what's that?
Basically, higher prices lead to higher quality services, which in turn justify even higher prices.
So it's an upward spiral of value creation.
Precisely. The key is to provide more value than your competitors, even if you charge more.
He shares this story about how he tripled the price of his biggest competitor when he launched his gym consulting business. And it worked.
It did. People are willing to pay a premium for expertise and results.
That's encouraging to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we determine what our services are actually worth?
Well, that's where the value equation comes in handy.
Right, we talked about that earlier. The 4 elements: dream outcome, perceived likelihood of achievement, time delay, and effort and sacrifice.
Exactly. By understanding how those elements interact, you can quantify your value and justify those premium prices.
He also talks about framing your offer in a way that minimizes the perceived risk.
Right. So instead of focusing on the effort involved in a fitness program, you might highlight how quickly and easily they'll achieve their dream body.
And instead of dwelling on the time it takes, emphasize the immediate benefits they'll experience.
Exactly. It's about speaking directly to the customer's desires and motivations.
He also suggests adding quick wins to your offer, small achievable goals that can be accomplished fast.
Like helping someone lose 5 pounds in the first week or fit into their favorite jeans within a month.
Those early victories can be huge motivators.
Absolutely. And he has this great saying, fast beats free.
Meaning, people are willing to pay for speed and convenience, even if there are free alternatives out there.
Think about it. Would you rather wait hours at the DMV or pay to renew your license online in minutes?
Good point.
Yep.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about choosing the right market. This is where Hormozy's starving crowd analogy comes in.
Remember that hot dog stand outside the stadium?
Yeah, even if the hot dogs are mediocre, they'll sell out because they're the only option and the crowd is hungry.
Exactly. The starving crowd represents a market that's desperate for a solution.
And Hormozy outlines 4 signs of a great market. Lots of paying purchasing power, ease of targeting, and growth potential.
Right. So lots of pain means there's a strong demand for what you're offering.
Purchasing power means your target audience can afford to buy your solution.
Ease of targeting means you can reach them effectively through your marketing efforts.
And growth potential means the market expanding, not shrinking.
He uses the story of Lloyd the entrepreneur who struggled in the dying newspaper industry but found success selling masks during the pandemic.
It's a great example of how, even with the same skills, your success can vary drastically depending on the market you choose.
And he gives these three real-world examples to illustrate how market offer and persuasion stack up in order of importance.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So the first example shows that even with a bad offer and weak persuasion skills, you can still succeed if you're in a market that desperately needs what you're selling.
So the market is the most important factor.
In that scenario, yes.
Mm.
Then the second example, which is where most entrepreneurs find themselves, shows that a great offer can make up for average persuasion skills in a normal market.
So a Grand Slam offer can be a game changer.
It can. And the third example shows how tough it is to succeed in a normal market with just an okay offer.
You need exceptional persuasion skills to stand out in that game.
Right. It's the hardest path, but definitely achievable if you're willing to put in the work.
So the takeaway is to choose your market wisely.
Exactly. If you're in a great market, you have more leeway with your offer and persuasion skills.
But if you're in a normal or tough market, you need to really step up your game.
He also provides a helpful framework for finding a profitable niche.
Oh yeah, I've heard him talk about niches. What's his advice?
He suggests starting with the three big ones: health, wealth, and relationships.
Those are evergreen markets for sure.
They are. And then you narrow your focus down to a specific subgroup within those markets.
So instead of targeting anyone who wants to lose weight, you might focus on busy moms trying to lose weight after pregnancy.
Exactly. By being specific, you can tailor your offer and your messaging to resonate with a smaller, more receptive audience.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about market selection, Grand Slam offers, and pricing. But what about those psychological levers that can really boost sales?
Ah, yes. Let's dive deeper into scarcity, urgency, bonuses, guarantees, and naming. Starting with scarcity. How do we create that "I need this now" feeling?
It's all about tapping into that fear of missing out, right? FOMO, as they call it.
Exactly. You can limit how many clients you take on, offer limited time bonuses, or create exclusive access to events or information.
So if I'm doing one-on-one coaching, I could say, I'm only taking 5 new clients this quarter.
Perfect example. That creates instant scarcity and makes those spots feel more valuable.
And then to add urgency, I could say, the first 5 people to sign up by Friday get a bonus 30-minute strategy session.
Boom! Double the psychological triggers, double the action.
I love it. Okay, so what are some specific ways we can use scarcity in our offers?
Hormozi outlines 3 main types. First, there's the limited supply of seats or slots.
So limited spots in a program, a set number of coaching clients, or a limited run of a product.
Right. The key is to be clear that once those spots are gone, they're gone.
Second, we can limit the supply of bonuses.
So maybe you offer a special bonus for a limited time or for the first X number of signups,
Makes sense. And third, there's the never available again scarcity play.
where you offer something for a limited time and once it's gone for good.
That creates a sense of exclusivity and urgency.
It does. People don't want to miss out on something that's truly unique.
All right, so we've covered scarcity. Let's talk about urgency. How do we create that act now or miss out feeling?
Urgency is all about time pressure. You want people to feel like they need to make a decision quickly.
So limited time offers, deadlines, countdowns, anything that creates a sense of immediacy.
Exactly. Hormozi suggests 4 ethical ways to use urgency. The first is cohort-based rolling urgency.
Where you start new groups of clients on a regular schedule.
Right, like weekly, monthly, or quarterly.
And you can use language like, sign up today and join our next cohort starting Monday. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until next month.
It creates urgency without being pushy or manipulative.
Okay, what's the second way?
Seasonal urgency, where you leverage natural events or holidays to create time pressure.
Like Black Friday sales or New You promotions.
Exactly. People are already primed to buy during those times, so it's a natural fit.
And the third way?
Pricing or bonus-based urgency, where you offer a discount or bonus for a limited time.
The classic sign up by midnight tonight and get 50% off approach.
Works like a charm. And the fourth way is exploding opportunity urgency,
Where you present an opportunity that's only available for a very short time.
like a limited time partnership, a special event, or a once-in-a-lifetime offer.
The key is to make it clear that this is a truly unique opportunity they don't want to miss.
Remember, urgency should always be used ethically. Don't create false deadlines or make promises you can't keep.
Agreed. Okay, let's move on to bonuses. How do we create bonuses that actually add value and don't feel like cheap afterthoughts?
Think about the problems your offer solves and then create bonuses that address those problems even further.
So, for example, if you're selling a course on starting an online business,
You could offer bonuses like checklists, templates for website, copy swipe files of successful email campaigns, or even access to a private community of entrepreneurs.
those are all things that people would actually find valuable and helpful.
Exactly. And Hormozy talks about stacking framing and presenting your bonuses.
Okay, break those down for me.
Stacking means creating a bundle of bonuses that complement each other and enhance the value of your core offer.
Like creating the ultimate gift basket.
Right. Framing is about presenting your bonuses in a way that highlights their value.
So instead of just listing them, you might frame them as exclusive access or insider secrets.
Exactly. And presenting refers to the timing and order in which you reveal your bonuses.
You could save the best bonus for last or reveal them gradually throughout the sales process.
It's about creating anticipation and excitement.
He also suggests negotiating with other businesses to offer their products or services as bonuses.
It's a win-win for everyone involved. You get to offer more value to your customers, your partner gets exposure to a new audience, and you might even earn a commission.
I like that. And he recommends creating high-value, one-to-many bonus solutions.
Like online courses or ebooks that you can give away endlessly.
It's a great way to leverage your time and effort.
Okay, now let's talk about guarantees. How do we use them to eliminate buyer hesitation and boost conversions?
It's all about reversing the risk. When you offer a guarantee, you're basically saying, I'm so confident in my offer that I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is.
Exactly. It takes the pressure off the buyer and makes them more likely to take a chance on you.
So what types of guarantees can we use?
Hormozy outlines four main types: unconditional, conditional anti-guarantees, and implied guarantees.
All right, so unconditional guarantees are the simplest. They're basically money back, no questions asked.
Right. They're great for building trust, but can be risky if you have a lot of refunds.
Then there are conditional guarantees where there are specific terms attached.
Like maybe they need to complete a certain percentage of the course before they can request a refund.
Right, so they've at least given your offer a fair shot.
And then there are anti-guarantees. These are the ones where you guarantee your offer will deliver, and if it doesn't, you pay the customer a penalty on top of their refund.
That's a bold move.
It is.
At you.
That shows how much you believe in your offer.
And lastly, there are implied guarantees, which are more common with performance-based models.
Like revenue sharing agreements, where you only get paid if your client achieves specific results.
So how do we choose the right type of guarantee for our offer?
It depends on your business model, your risk tolerance, and the nature of your offer.
And he suggests stacking guarantees just like we stack bonuses.
Exactly. It creates a sense of overwhelming value and makes the offer even more enticing.
Okay, last but not least, naming. How do we come up with a name that captures attention and speaks to our ideal customer?
Hormozy's magic acronym is super helpful: magnet, avatar, goal, interval, and container.
Right, so magnet is the reason why someone should care about your offer.
Avatar is your target audience.
Goal is the outcome you're promising.
Interval is the time frame involved.
And container is the format, like a course coaching or a challenge.
He gives some great examples like free 6-week lean by Halloween challenge or 88% off 12-week bikini blueprint.
Those are catchy and informative.
And they clearly communicate who the offer is, for what they'll achieve, and how long it will take.
He also reminds us that names can get stale over time, so it's important to be willing to refresh things.
You can change the visuals in your ads, update the copy, or even tweak the name slightly.
It's about keeping things fresh and relevant.
Now let's shift gears and talk about storytelling. Hormozy is a master storyteller, and he uses stories to connect with his audience, build trust, and make his teachings stick.
I love a good story. Stories are so powerful.
They are. People remember stories better than facts and figures.
And stories evoke emotions, create empathy, and inspire action.
He shares this personal story about the moment he and his wife Layla achieved financial freedom. They were in their kitchen looking at their bank account balance over $100,000.
It was a huge milestone for them.
It was a moment of pure joy and relief.
And he talks about the feeling of having fuck you money. The freedom to make choices without worrying about finances.
It's about having options and security.
And he encourages his audience to share their stories too, to use storytelling to connect with their customers and build relationships.
Everyone has a story to tell, and by sharing our stories, we can inspire and uplift each other.
Okay, let's talk about leverage.
Oh.
Hormozy is all about leverage. He defines it as the difference between what you put in and what you get out.
High leverage means putting in a little and getting a lot out.
And low leverage means putting in a lot and getting a little out.
We all want more leverage in our life.
For sure. So what are the different types of leverage?
Hormozi outlines 4 main types: labor, media, capital, and technology.
Okay, let's break those down. So labor leverage is about getting other people to work for you.
Right. Hiring employees, outsourcing tasks, or using automation tools.
Media leverage is about creating content that can reach a large audience without you having to constantly create new stuff.
Like writing a book, creating a course, or building a following on social media.
Capital leverage is about using money to make more money.
Investing in stocks, real estate, or your own business.
And technology leverage is about using technology to amplify your efforts.
Like social media, email marketing, or AI tools.
He encourages entrepreneurs to stack as many types of leverage as possible.
It's about combining your superpowers to maximize your results.
I love that analogy.
Okay.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive. We've explored Hormozi's journey, his Grand Slam offer blueprint, the power of pricing, market selection, psychological triggers, storytelling, and leverage.
It's been a whirlwind of information.
It has. But I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to take action.
Before we move on to the final part, let's take a moment to reflect. What resonated with you the most?
What's one takeaway you can implement right away to make a positive impact on your business or your life?
What action can you take today to move closer to your goals?
We'll be back in a flash to wrap up our deep dive into the world of Alex Hormozi and his secrets to success. Okay, so we're back and ready to wrap up this epic deep dive into the world of Alex Hormozi.
I feel like we've been on a crash course in entrepreneurship, and honestly, I'm loving it.
Me too. And you know, one thing that's really stood out to me throughout his whole journey is his insane focus on execution. Like, this guy is all about taking action.
Yeah, he's not just a dreamer, he's a doer.
Exactly. He's got that saying right. Ideas are shit without execution.
And he walks the walk. He's always testing, iterating, refining his approach based on real data. You know, it's one thing to have a brilliant idea.
But it's another thing entirely to bring it to life.
It's like that saying, vision without action is just a daydream.
I love that.
Yeah.
So how does he actually get things done? He talks a lot about systems and processes.
Right. He's all about building scalable systems that allow you to grow your business without burning out.
Okay, so working smarter, not harder. Automation, delegation, those sorts of things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's big on automating as much as possible so you can free up your time and energy for those high-level tasks that really move the needle.
And he talks about surrounding yourself with a killer team.
Right. Building a team of talented individuals who can support your vision and help you execute those ideas.
Delegate, empower, trust your team.
It's not a one-man show. You need a solid team to achieve big things.
And then there's the whole mindset piece, right?
Yeah.
Hormozi talks a lot about the importance of mindset.
Yeah, he believes that success is largely a mindset game.
Right, what does that mean exactly?
It means having the belief in yourself, the determination, the resilience to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals.
It's about conquering your fears, embracing failure as a learning opportunity, and having the audacity to dream big.
He's got this awesome quote. The only thing that separates successful people from unsuccessful people is that successful people do the things that unsuccessful people aren't willing to do.
I love that. It's so true. It's not about luck or talent. It's about making the choice to put in the work.
And he's living proof that it works. He's built multiple successful businesses from scratch, overcome countless setbacks, and achieved a level of success most people only dream of.
And the coolest part is that he's not stopping there. He's constantly pushing himself to grow, learn, and evolve.
He's a voracious reader, a lifelong learner, always seeking new knowledge and experiences.
And he's using his platform to share his insights and inspire others to achieve their dreams. That's what makes him such a powerful role model.
He's not just about personal gain, he's about making a positive impact on the world.
Okay, so as we wrap up this epic deep dive, I want to leave you guys with a challenge. What's one thing you can do today to implement the principles we've discussed?
What action can you take right now to move closer to your goals?
It doesn't have to be huge. Just take that first step.
Maybe it's identifying your dream outcome, brainstorming a list of problems your ideal customer faces, or coming up with a catchy name for your offer.
Or maybe it's something bigger, like launching a new product, investing in a course, or building a team to support your vision.
The key is to start moving. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan.
Just take action. And remember, success isn't a destination. It's a journey.
It's about constantly learning, growing, and evolving.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible adventure into the world of Alex Hormozi. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and are feeling inspired to take your business or your life to the next level.
Until next time, keep crushing it.